Yeah, look, even in the results recently, while we have seen a very heavy win streak out onto this map, there's been some close results. We saw recently 6 days ago in the semi-finals of Snow Sweet Snow, a overtime win over Gambit, another CIS squad. So take that as you will in terms of the close results. But starting things off on the T side, it's going to be fast out from the Longhouse. Very quick on the initial challenge from Virtus.pro, but not quite quick enough to continuously execute towards the A side, at least not as yet.
Surprised that the GG.bet odds seem to favour NIP in this particular matchup. I'm not sure if that's the map odds or the series odds. I'm hoping those are the series odds, because map odds, there could be a very difficult time about that one. Molotov's doing damage to Plopsky, facing forward, taken out by Buster. He draws first blood on the Glock. Have the P250 in for kick-up, playing utility. Sandy's also got utility alongside Buster. He met a lot of a very big utility setup here from Virtus.pro. 3 smokes and 2 flashes total, and as one player goes down, they might like to take some of that away here on the CT cap.
Yeah, get those cross smokes forward, maybe have another one left for the post plant if you want to start to re-smoke up towards short, maybe give yourself a little bit more security and towards the bomb site itself. Hampus getting more information over the top of those smokes. Pretty much everyone in rotation. ZTR straight through the smoke, drops that bomb and finds an advantage back up for the CTs.
And the second player, Hampus, has seen it. Can't land that headshot on the bomb planter, though. Yakinda will trade it back to a 3-on-3. Further flashes go out as they hunt for contact against the T side and a kill that could go their way. That's a smoke down towards short, excuse me. Bomb tapped once, going to try force the CTs to take a face, a jump face in. The USPs aren't able to get those kills together, though. So 3-on-3 retake now setting for NIP. Diffuse kit is on Reyes. He's coming in from the CT spawn. 2 more out towards the short control. A 2-pronged attack. ZTR will end up falling. 2 kills for Yakinda, shut down by Rez, but Kickup comes in with a quick response. Yakinda with 3 kills in that pistol round, and Virtus.pro with the pistol round itself.
A nice start coming through from VP. I like that even in that 3v3 post plant, they're not really overextending, right? They're not like taking dry pigs out into the open. They're using a lot of cover and just kind of wasting time. Yakinda's able to obviously dome a couple of other players to end up with 3 in the round. Hardly any SMGs, no SMGs at least just yet. Yeah, none coming out from the VP squad, which I don't know how you feel about this one, JR. I do like to at least have 1 or 2 MAC-10s or sort of MP7s in play just to farm up a little bit of money. Up against the Force Buy, though, it's actually James Scout to start off straight through the mid doors. Not a bad pick to start off.
Yeah, good opener. Hampus to fall. Kicker that's leaning up through the mid doors here at the aggressive position, straight up towards that mid doors position and potentially walk through it, but no. No kill found. It's just a face in and drive away from the CT side. Nork's repositioning his scout, getting ready to go for the B executioner. It will come through. 2 players out of the tunnels. There's a kill from Nork that does drop Jame at least. That bomb going out of play temporarily. A Buster takes him down through the smoke. Headshot found. Plopsky left alone towards the mid-short position. And Sanji teams him up all the same. So nice and efficient from Virtus.pro. Again, that scout shot kicking things off well enough. And plenty of AKs and Galils to carry forward to the next round.
Plenty of money that can start to at least be farmed up here from Virtus.pro now with Jame on that MAC-10. We've got to think maybe Buster will drop him over an AWP in that next round, if they so desire it. NIP going in for a very harsh eco, no investments coming forward into round 3, so it's just going to be USBs out for everybody. And Virtus.pro eager to get things started off on the right foot as a 3-0 start on the T side.
Matches in to allow James to get the peek in the pit. Where's the fall? $600 kill gained by the MAC-10. There's a few more to find at this stage. Will get tagged up and forced away. NIP, at least doing a bit of damage to that MAC-10, passing off the AK towards him so Yakinda can start farming up some cash here. He's facing forward in this position with some covering fire to allow him to enter towards mid, take that next kill on Plopsky. 2 found easy as that for the T side.
Yeah, Virtus.pro have got to bounce back with certainly some control, right? We saw that in the first half of Overpass, looking relatively dominant at the 9-6 turn. But then certainly struggling over in that second half to really get things fired up over on that T side. So Dust2 already looking so much more convincing. A nice 3-0 start, but we'll have to wait for the rifles to come forward. We should see an AWP at least coming down for the CT side for Nork. Virtus.pro, though, yet to see an AWP being brought down from them. There is an opportunity to do so. I think Buster's just dropped one over to Jame now. And yep, that's the play. And even Double Orbs coming forward. It's going to be Hampus, their in-game leader, and Nork to bring them out.
Saw this a little bit over the course of Overpass here for NIP. Not a massive amount, a very limited couple of opportunities. And I swear that shot was on for Jay. That should have been at least a tag on something, but no. Dust2 be fooling all of us with these predicted positions. Kills not found here by James. Virtus.pro press up into the long position. Completely uncontested by NIP. That does mean they don't take any casualties against their name, but it also means they can't get any kills back on VP as standard. And they're going to go fast in towards this A side. They're already pushed up towards ramp. Plopsky suddenly playing anchor on the defensive. He's got no backup around him. Two players siphoned off from short with those Molotovs coming down from the T side line. Sandy's taken 60. Plopsky still hunting for an angle. Takes one player out. Continues his spray through the smoke, trying to catch somebody else that might be lurking in the midst of it. But Yakinda gets those 2 kills on shore, on site. Bomb plant can be received.
Yeah, double orbs on the retake here for NIP. They're going to probably struggle with this unless they could somehow use their utility to try and force the T's out into the open. The nade coming down on towards the default position, but it looks like NIP just backing off, probably not even wanting to try and attempt in for this retake. Might just be better with the money where it is and with double orbs, just hold into it. Virtus.pro looking very, very strong on this T side, and it really is coming down to maybe not one man in particular, but one man that I'm sure a lot of eyes are on Dust2 is Yakinda J. 7-1, and even recovering that AWP for James.
Big green guns back in. Only one can be saved by the NIP side. Nork there to back off towards this short control. Take a bit of damage to the bomb, but other than that, just keep the weapon in. It's going to be a bit of an awkward buy for NIP if they want to opt to go for it. I think they might just do that, yeah. Buy down. AUG is coming in. I think Nork may have had his weapon dropped. Passing that AWP off to Hampus, of course. Krieg in for Virtus.pro. AKs across the board. They actually get a double op set up, actually, NIP. That's an interesting little buy. I didn't actually expect they'd be able to have enough money for it.
Well, ZTR, just before the end of that round, Jay, was actually able to chuck over that M4 to pick up the AWP just before the round ended. So, recovering in the double ops to bring forward. Virtus.pro, though, got to wonder how they start to now maybe get a bit of change of pace, right? They've been very successful with their long approaches. Haven't really seen any presence out towards the B site, really, as of yet, outside of maybe those couple of opening kills coming in from Buster through the tunnel smoke. James out towards Xbox, putting a little bit of utility down. Does turn away from the flash. Just a player on the other side of it. That's Hampus with the AWP, trying to see if he can find an opening connection for his CT side.
Game tag to 48. To HG early on to the tunnels position. Are hearing these footsteps out here from Rez, of course, pushed up towards car and trying to get some directional information. We'll probably realize that these T-side players are rotating away. They have not made any qualms about it. They are just being loud and loose. Rotating in towards long. Again, gaining the long control while being completely uncontested by NIP on this part of the map.
And not having to use any utility either. Sometimes you'll see like a long quarter smoke and flashes over the top. Even having a slow walk in. Nork may be thinking about that could be the play. Cross smokes have not come forward. Flash over the top. This is Try coming out from Virtus.pro. Low on the timer. Nork with the AWP misses. This could be an instant save. Look at the lean out towards the B side. Yes, it might be a 4v4, but no one's really in rotating positions. But now they've got the advantage at least with the 4-on-3.
James shut down by Hampus. Buster's ready for some long presence to come through the CT side. Sees that swing, gets that kill. Plopsky to 4. Next player up. He swings on him. Sees ZTR. Can't get the headshot on that first face, so he's going to opt to back off instead. Play a bit more of a passive angle and try driving him back away towards that short position. Kicker on site. The incendiary looking to try and drive him away. No smoke down to get forced down to the open. Sees that author. He's body blocked by his teammate, so that costs him his life. Rez can get the trade together though, but a 2-on-2 and they're dead out of time. Flashes over Sanji, watching with the Krieg, seeing no CT presence. Ninjas in pajamas. They are out of there as VP will find 5 in a row.
Jeez, this is looking confident beyond belief for Virtus.pro. They're just reading the game incredibly well. They're finding holes in the defense. We see the way in which they're able just to pretty much dry flash their way in towards that A side. They trade out the AWP. They even sort of bait out the AWP shot. Nork misses. And from there, just overwhelming the side. A couple of trades come back pretty nicely for NIP to get that 4-on-3, but then even Busters have us an aggressive approach towards the longhouse to make sure that that's not a possibility. 5-0 on the T side for the CIS squad.
Straight in with control out towards the tunnels position once again. VP playing into this B site default. Gone long quite a lot here, but B-site a couple of times. Smokes down, flashes over. Yakinda's going to get a little bit of tag damage done towards him, but he still gets that kill on ZTR to start things off. CT's driven so far away with the mid to B split coming in from one lurker and kicker. They've got full B-site access, and NIP, their best bet is to save here.
Do you reckon they're a little bit frustrated that they didn't win the first map, Jay? Because I'm kind of getting the sense that they've come into Dust2 now and been like, you buggers. We should have won that first map. Now we're going to show you who's the beast, because this has been phenomenal. This really has been. It's been so clean. Yakinda just gets a straight entry out from B as an anchor, and then straight away we see the mid challenge coming in from Kick It. He has to deal with no players, and it's an instant save as soon as the B player falls.
Yeah, I mean, they've been playing with a new level of confidence here from Virtus.pro, and the other side of the coin as well is that, you know, what if they had won that first map and they came into this map with confidence? NIP suddenly looking in a very awkward spot to get 2-0'd, as we talked about previously. And this is the reason why we gave NIP no chance in this particular map-up. VP dominant as anything in that last round. I mean, look at the money they've got on the T side. They've had that much confidence, losing so little, gaining 6 rounds in a row. $10,000 pre-buy, several players on $9,000 post-buy. That tactical pause has got to come in from the Ninjas.
Funny enough, in that quarterfinal head-to-head in Summit, we actually saw NIP starting on CT side of Dust2, where they ended up putting 8 rounds up. Now, they've currently got a maximum of 9, which is possible, but I don't really think they're going to be getting close to that. VP have started things off magnificently at 6-0. NIP just really need an opening kill. I think they need someone to make a bit of a play, right? I don't know who you kind of rely on here. I mean, the kill numbers are relatively low. I suppose we are still only very early into this map, but someone's got to get an advantage, because we've even seen situations where they've had 4 and 3 retakes, but they've almost still been at the disadvantage even with the man up.
Came in with that shot straight towards Hampus. Oh, VP, the confidence just continues. The kill found, easy as Virtus.pro down the mid doors here. Molotov's in, nades, close AWP for Nork, ready for one receival, and does take Buster back to a 4-on-4. ZTR and Sanji are tagged low. ZTR in particular backlines at that B side, lines up 2 kills, actually flicks back towards Sanji, only gets the 1 frag, and I think he may have seen the other player towards Card. Now Molotov will try and force him out. He's heavily tagged up here, and Kiko takes him down. Nork there with the AWP response to a 3-on-2. Bomb on the B side, so these T side players have got to act. Backstabbing down towards the tunnels area, gets changed off, and it's all left to Yakinda. Spotted out here towards mid control, flicks from the AWP, does not quite land. He finds himself a kill as a result. Knows that there's 1 player in the back, 1 player in the front. 60 seconds left, forcing an issue back on towards Rez is going to be his mistake. As he goes down towards the AUG, and NIP finally gets started.
Oh, strong round from NIP. Very strong defensive coming out from Nork with that AWP, trying to hold on and stay alive for as long as possible. ZTR also having a really good support there. And it was even that backstab play coming out from Plobsky who was able to push forward of the Longhouse challenge, wrap in T-spawn and sort of get behind them. Yakinda realizes in that 1v2 once he trades out the AWPer that if he could take the fight aggressively out from mid, then there's a chance of getting back over to A. And Hampus even starts off with a mid pick. That's the bomb being dropped. Big kills to start off with the J.
Once NIP getting off on the right foot. Plobsky that gets tagged up heavy by Sanji. Can't quite take him down as he jump faces past that smoker. Gap below it means he had to jump. Unfortunately, he does. Gets out alive at this stage. Keeps the man advantage for NIP, although he is very tradable at this stage. Orpin for Nork expecting more Longhouse presence, and Sanji is willing to provide it, but has got to be careful because he's the prime candidate to get back towards Suicide and grab that bomb to push it up with the main T-side force.
And Kick It. I wonder what he could do with the AWP. At least baits out a little bit of a play from CT spawn, but now starting to come in from the short challenge. Maybe a play in towards short to A and then have a very late lurk from Sanji out from Longhouse could be the option.
Smokes down towards short, Molotov towards back. The ramp position, Nork in, trying to see if he can put out anything, but that smoke will try and keep him at bay. Reds gets the kill on Yakinda instead, so that's 2 for nothing on the trades. Kick out hunting for a pick back somewhere. That bomb's still on the short position, he's scoped in, but can't spot any of these CT players here. Looks back around from the short boxes. Might have vision on Rez, might be able to take him down, but they're running out of time here. 20 seconds. That bomb's got a cross here. It's now exposed towards Rez. The AK not allowed to get the kill back. They're allowed to kick it the face up.
Ooh!
Finally get a kill alongside Sanji, following suit on Klopski. Makes his way around towards Long. Also gets another good kill back. And the T's have turned this whole thing back around. Sanji with 3. Yes, the bomb partner will drop and Hampus will get traded to 1 versus 1. Still on. Quadra up for this man. USP will be enough against Sanji. And indeed, he lands it for his own 4K. And for a second round, a clutch for NIP.
Oh, really important clutch for Hampus. That's really well played there. It looked like for VP that they had no chance winning that round. They were down a couple of men, time was low, there wasn't a lot of utility, and some really great picks start coming back and forth, but it's Hampus the one to really recover the situation for NIP. 4 kills coming up with him from the AWP. In-game leader making a big sort of stepping stone, I suppose, for NIP to start making this second map more competitive, Jay. Couple rounds in a row now for NIP. And for Virtus.pro, you almost get the feeling that maybe their confidence, it hasn't quite hit a brick wall, but it's been slowed down for a little bit.
Nork could pick things back up again, taking Buster out into the lower tunnels. Frag found easy, he backs off to control Long again. They realize that VP have gone for this position time and time again. And part of the issues that NIP faced in those early 6 rounds was trying to deal with the Long presence that VP had, basically giving it up to them and just falling back. But now they've got at least one player watching this angle, going to be ready for VP to face around this corner. One player right up to it, that's Sanji. Need to face in with the Krieg. Pretty good job right there. Face up. He gets that kill on Plopski. That's a hell of a start. James is low on HP though. Tagged to 26 in the 4-on-4.
And Nork is now starting to fall back to pretty much have a retake set up at the A site. Cross smokes look like they want to be lined up for VP. 50 seconds on the clock. The one thing we have seen as of late on this T side has been very readable, I want to say. We haven't seen a lot of fakes coming through from VP. It's just been straight commitments. NIP trying to set themselves up for the 4v4 retake.
Sprays blind on Hampus, hoping they'd cross very early after these smokes go up, but no, the Kinder's only started to get towards ramp now. Molotov coming in towards this short position, driving the CTs away. Bomb can cross, but ZTR still gets the kill on Kicker, so that's a frag bounce. Man advantage game for NIP, yes they are tagged, but so are several players on the T-side line. That smoke's got to go down for Yekindar, because now Sanji is dropped. They can't afford to concede side presence with the map control. ZTR facing in alongside Hampus, a risky jump face that almost cost him his life. But Jay will go down for it, and Yakinda is quick to follow. And well, you talk about confidence from Virtus.pro in those first 6 rounds. That might be the most confident we've seen NIP so far in Dust2.
Yeah, that's looked great. That retake right there, the utility, the peek on each other's contact, the way in which they're able to control the pacing too, not get too chaotic, not get too quickly into it. And Virtus.pro, I don't want to say they're struggling, because they're certainly not, but these rounds are starting to look a lot more competitive. NIP is starting to find some form now on the City side of Dust2. And if they can keep this up, they can get closer and closer to try and tie up the scoreline at 6-6. Money has not quite been an issue for a while for Virtus.pro, really since the start of the game. That they are continuing able to buy back, but it's getting to a situation now where there is a potential reset. 2,900 loss bonus, a lot of money down very low on the reserve for the T side. Bring quite a lot of early players in towards the upper tunnels control. And Virtus.pro maybe need to go back towards that Longhouse challenge. That's where they found a lot of success.
I mean, they basically got site control without being contested at all in that last round. It all came down to the retake is where things fell apart, so maybe you got a point there. Maybe that is the best play for them right now. It's only a matter of time before NIP are able to outplay them, though. We've seen how well these guys have been able to adjust. So it's not a strategy that will work forever. They're going to have to find some sort of variation here. Maybe that's what VP have been doing these last handful of rounds. So onto the short control this time. They know that they're there. They have the tags up. Got Plopski on the long control with the AWP now focusing fire to this position. Not expecting any short presence here. No one's watching it from the CT side.
Yeah, Nork's attention is going to have to be brought over to the side pretty quickly. Nade goes up towards the short position, could do some decent damage, actually just being evaded there from Kickit. Nork coming back into the side, AWP trying to look forwards, smokes and flashes coming through, and it's going to be another retake set up out for NIP.
Plant down towards short for Yakindar, has plenty of T-side players around him, no casualties in this round, just damage being done. Sanji not going to catch off an overextender in Norky, drops down, ducks down rather, gets that pick in to start things off at long last for the CT side, but now they need to formulate the retake here. Yakindo will find that trade on ZTR, the Fox team is blocked, or back in, expecting a player at Tunnels, misses his first shot, but still turns it around against him. Kicker trades back on Plopsky, 2 versus 2. Jame on the short boxes, Hampus making his way up, picking up VP, needs to jump face, will pay for it, and Nork's now out of there. Gotta save the weapon. Long. We'll look for the exit, try to keep the T-side players inside the sites they got with the bomb. But at long last, VP shut down NIP and get themselves to 7.
Look, this is something that we saw personally, Jay, when VP took on Gambit only very recently last week, was on some of those short takes, how many lurk plays they've got out. We saw Buster out from the lower tunnels, we saw Sanji out from Longhouse, and while maybe both of those lurk plays weren't that successful, right, both Sanji and Buster weren't able to find a pick, they slowed it down. They wasted so much time, pulled enough distractions away to actually allow VP to convert the post plant. NIP, just when they get a few rounds together and you sort of think that they're finding some form, VP went around like that, and aggression coming through, Nook with the NIP completely blind. What a shot to start off round 11.
Well, VP may hold themselves in that round, but NIP have had confidence that they've shown over the course of this series, and they'll demonstrate it right there to open up the round itself. Question for ZTR as he cleans up 3 kills. Perfect coordination with Hampus on the utility bait, and just like that, it's a 5-on-1. Virtus.pro capitulating in the round.
Oh, that util, the util was everything. Nook does the hard work to find that first pick. They flash into the upper tunnels, and ZTR swings with it. Rez finishes off Yakinda. No one falling for that city side. They're able to pick up a couple of AKs too. Oh, let's have a look at that again, Jay.
Beautiful from North, but it was good play from ZTR. Watch the adjustment on that second man as well. Just the accuracy to get Buster's head to roll. And again, that flashing from Hampus really did a number on the VP side. And that puts them back to pistols. It's an eco round for VP. Yes, NIP just lost that previous round, but that knocks back the loss bonus more than anything else, and Virtus.pro haven't had a chance to recover the economy game. Now they're playing fast in towards long once again, and Rez is going to bail out Plopsky as he gets that opening kill. T-side players losing kicker and backing away out of Longhouse one more time.
Yeah, I think NIP are in a bit of a position, Jay, where, yeah, you can have a look at the stats lines and know that Dust2 is one of the best maps in the map pool for VP, but knowing you're winning rounds like that, and now just down by 3, this is still very winnable to try and get a 2-0 going. North now with the AWP getting it pressured. He's going to have a teammate to try and back him up to make sure that AWP doesn't need to peek in again, and they just recover the AK2. 2 rounds the difference. After what was a 6-0 start, this is a very, very decent recovery in the first half from the Swedes.
Yeah, again, VP demonstrating what they can do on this map, revealing their hands at NIP. It feels like since that tactical pause was called, the Ninjas have really come back into their own. Found a way to adjust against Virtus.pro, and now even the Longhouse position that they tried to take is being a bit more of a contentious part of the map. Norg with the AWP will hold face in this position. Flashes do come in, do bait in that shot. No face at all from the T-side line. This kicker can take his AK out uncontested as a result. A flash will come back in, so Plopsky can hold this position. But NIP getting away with no face on the Virtus.pro side.
Yeah, it gets very silent very quickly from VP. Getting that first player out from Kick It towards left side of Blue Bin. That single lurk play to come out. And maybe another sort of similar tactic in which they just go for the short execution, have a late lurk out from Long. Very quick coming in, and the information already gained from Plopsky.
1-for-1 trades, Rez. Watching when Insignia to go back down behind. These smokes coming through. Tap burst up. There's Jamin Yakinda with 2 more picks. And it looks like maybe NIP are going to get overwhelmed for this round. 2-man advantage. They put the incendiaries down as they can, trying to see if they can force the issue back on the T-side line. But Yakinda's just going to get this bomb plant in. Will burn to 14, but get away alive. And ZTR, well, there's no way he's clutching this round.
It's a bit weird, VP on the T side of Dust2, because while we do see some very convincing rounds, we also see them sort of lose it a little bit. They bounce back after NIP win a very convincing eco against them. And then they just kind of storm their way in towards the A site. The players in towards CT kind of struggle to find a bit of an angle to work with. And then from there, it's just Yakinda and Jane, the powerhouse duo that we saw out on Overpass, delivering once again. An 8th round now up for VP, and for NIP, there's still a fair bit of money in the bank, so they're not going to struggle too heavily when it comes to the buy status.
And VP will win the half pit, 8-5, going into round 14. NIP could still be able to turn something to an 8-7 scoreline. I mean, that's not out of the realm of possibility here. This is very doable for them. They'll have to do it in this round, though, obviously. And talk about the buy stats for VP is still looking good in the economy state. Not so much the same can be said for the Ninjas. The Kinder out to the mid control, jump facing back here, face forward, and Rez gets the opener on Yakinda. That's what we need to see from these guys. They want to try and take this round back and take the scoreline as close as possible, with James also falling in the long house. Now they've dealt with the most powerful position that VP have held here on Dust2.
Yakinda even had his knife out, wanted to try and get towards the lower tunnels from mid incredibly quickly, or maybe get out towards Xbox, but instead, we actually see Rez with an aggressive approach, Propsky with just a wide swing onto the AWPer from Jame in Longhouse too. And from there, that's the 5-on-3 that gets cracked open for NIP. Virtus.pro sort of on the back foot going into round 14. And Plopsky not quite as aggressive as he was to find that first pick, but he's still standing around the Longhouse doors. For Virtus.pro, like, they've just got no map territory, right? They've got to get individual.
Plopsky getting some information on the VP side towards Longhouse, knowing that there's at least one player out here. If he hears that second, I mean, hell, if he hides in this corner, he could catch both players off if they'd opt to go towards that long position. But no, the bomb's going to make his way out towards mid control, and Kicker actually finds a kill on Hampus through the mid doors. That's a pretty decent way back in, but 30 seconds. VP need to formulate up the hit right now, or just save their weapons. It's got to come in right now here. Like, they've got to basically just go from wherever that bomb is into the site itself, because there's not going to be enough time to set up a default or an execution. ZTR takes bust. The next aggression from Plopsky is going to get punished by Sanji. They've seen where that bomb is at, though, and they know it's got to make its way in towards the site. Nork's got to take that orb straight towards his face. 10 seconds remaining. Smokes go down towards the cross position, and a peek in, sees his man, takes it out. That's round over. Kicker's way too far back. He can't pick up the bomb. He can't get to the site in time, and that's 6 for NIP.
I'm really impressed with ZTR over towards that B site. Like, I know that he hasn't had a massive amount of kills, but just the way that he lines up that utility, there's under 30 seconds left on the clock, puts that smoke down, draws the T side member forward, and from there, VP kind of just wait to see on the distraction, see if they can pull any rotate. Sanji catches off a player getting aggro, and then they try and go quickly into the A site, hold on to that AWP, so Kickit's able to chuck that back over to Jame. NIP starting to really close the gap now, Jay.
Like I said, A7's not out of their remit. It's entirely possible, and right now it's actually semi-likely here. The buyback from the VP side does see a Galil in tow versus the full set of rifles for NIP, and AUG, and for Hampus. A couple of M4s, and AK even for ZTR with the AWP, of course, on Nork. So, you know, they're matching and beating the buy here. I didn't even notice actually 2 Galils on Virtus.pro, one of which is on Yekindar. Towards this tunnel position, it's sprayed through from ZTR, again getting up close and personal against the T-side line. Hampus takes him out as a result. He does get busted a drop in trade though, so it is going to be a 4 versus 4.
Yeah, look, that's okay. 4v4, Kickit now starting to move out from the mid doors. They're peeking together. He's taking so much damage, just trying to get out of there. Gets sandwiched in, the HE even following, not quite connecting into the right position though. And that could have been a touchdown nade to find the advantage back. And VP, well, they've got options here, right? They can go up towards short time and time again. Hardly any utility. That's the big question mark.
40 seconds through the clock. Plopsky watching with the M4 backed up towards the CT entrance, backed up towards the cross itself. And has the backup in Nork there to watch for the long position. This is a very awkward defensive from NIP. If they can take down that one player in Plopsky, then that basically secures the site. And it'll have to be down towards this short commitment here. What can Plopsky do? Smokes back, sees them coming. We're going to need to call for backup as a result, turning away to play anti-flash. Secondary flash going to go way too far. Sees that one man, takes it down. Spray through, catches 2. And Kiko takes a trade. And 10 seconds remaining. That incendiary can still stop them. Kiko makes his way through the fire. Gets shut down by it. And while Jane will get the exit frag, he won't get the round. NIP make their way up to elusive 7 to go to their T side with 1 round difference after this break.
keep holding on, dusk till dawn, when the water rises, when the world burns down, we will stand together. We fight forever. We fight forever. We fight forever. Standing together. We fight forever. Face the storm coming. Ground is shaking. Beat down inside. Calling.
One round separates NIP from catching up to Virtus.pro. The CT side now up for the CIS squad. They had a stellar start on T, but since then NIP have found their footing and will now look to try and take this map back and try to see if they can still close it at 2-0. Pistol round coming up. Utility for ZTR and Rez straight down into the lower tunnels very early on here.
Fast play coming out towards the mid play. Looks like it maybe not so much to actually go for an initial B split, but at least try and see what info you can work with it. See if you can start to over-rotate some of the A players, but Virtus.pro, they're not getting baited in at all. The bomb is still outside of the upper tunnels. Maybe they're going to start to fake out from short and end up going back in for a B split.
Kicker taking fight and face, can't quite take down any of these T-side players. Just see them spot the info and just fall back to position. 3-2 split to the favor of the A side. There's no one in mid that can try and counteract this. A very heavy long lean from Virtus.pro, expecting there to be some sort of contest. Smoke down to the B doors, I believe. That one just about lands. That's a new one. Usually see it coming out from the site itself at the tunnel's entrance. But now Buster here to try and defend against them all coming out in. These is taps the head, catches one. That's Kicker instead stealing it. Buster takes ZTR, but Zakinda falls in trade. So 3-on-3 is the last man left towards this B bomb site. Rez can get sandwiched in by 2 CTs here. If he can get even one kill, he'll get the advantage back for his teammates, but it will be a 2v2 retake.
And no kit in play for the CT side, but they are coming and charging in towards the upper tunnels. The timing is everything for Madness as he comes back in with the USP, trying to tap up, and now all down to Plopsky. A lot of damage done onto James, and Plopsky not really peeking out from the window position, trying to slow it down, waits out the time, commits to the fight, taps away, and NIP are going to be able to clutch around for their T side to tie up the scoreline at 8-8.
3K for Plopsky. We saw him pop off with 37 kills in the last round, and here he is, not quite doing a similar sort of damage, but still keeping pace with his teammates and leading the charge of the top fragger position, tied up with Hampus. And for NIP, that's going to be good enough to get them into this T side. USP's in for the Virtus.pro side. Of course, basic ecos, HEs, flashes for Kicker as well. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty basic round here for the CT camp. All 5 players stacked into the A site.
I'm kind of surprised that we're actually not seeing a force buyer coming out for Virtus.pro. Knowing how back and forth some of the forces have been between these two sides, I thought that this could have been a perfect opportunity to sort of get that scout out for James, upgrade all the deagles and what have you, but they're going in for the safer approach, just that USP round with just a single flashbang from Kick It, so you can't really expect too much. Maybe if the T's run into the stack, then maybe there could be some damage up for grabs.
Smoke down. In his short position, and they're going to stack it up. Actually, they've heard this, and they're going to clean it up. Nork and Hampus with a couple of decent frags. 3 overall between them. 1 kill does come back from Kicker, but now he's the last man standing out towards the secret spawn. And he gets shut down by Hampus next to receive. So 9 to the board of NIP. And now VP back up on the buy here. They have enough money to afford the rifle, so that's exactly what they'll do.
And we saw, very late, probably around, round 21, 22-ish, I want to say, on Overpass, that we actually saw NIP taking a lead. This is now the first time on Dust2 that they've been able to take a lead. How long can they hold on to it, though? Very heavy lean coming out towards this long contact from the city side. Look at how many players they're bringing!
And it's going to work well to take down ZTR, the only player out of the long presence. A kill coming in. A nice start again, VP going for that long stack like they did before. If the T's knew about this, then those 2 players in tunnels could have pushed the B site and got the bomb plant already, but obviously they didn't. They might be aware of the sheer numbers game at this stage, but still playing out the defaults to recover a man advantage. And indeed, Rez and Hampus can take 1 player back, needs to get this second kill. Hampus is low on HP, but Rez still doubles up. And now they can put that bomb into the B site. These 2 players taking A control. The CT's at Rez, though, they're coming up. Talk will get James, and he'll double up on Yakinda. Wow. Ninjas still able to outplay VP.
I want to know, was that the IGL, the coach, the assistant coach, or the analyst that came up with that strat for NIP? They open up the A site with a couple of players and Rez getting a couple of connections on the CT rotates, but then the bomb commits out to B while they're still... That was such a wild and wacky round, but it works out fantastically. Yeah, maybe NIP anticipated more over-rotates to come through, but they still do a massive amount of damage. Buster's got to save onto that M4 in pit. That was a incredibly unorthodox round, but it works out really nicely, and only 1 player drops.
As well as that, that gets a ton of information as to, you know, how much presence VP want to show towards that long position. Like, we've seen them go aggressive towards the T side half. And obviously, you know, that makes sense when it comes to taking long control. But for VP to put 4 players out towards that long position and just straight push it and straight shut down 1 individual, allowing NIP to play off the back of that, like, that was really smart from the T side. And now going here on the T side line, they've really come prepared. And that AWP in for Nork, landing a tag on James and everything. Fantastic starts again from the T side. Not quite a kill this time, but it's a half bite for VP, so they can't do much anyway.
6 more rounds for NIP to be able to get the 16, but 1 hurdle at a time, they've just got to double digits. And you've got to think for Virtus.pro, can they somehow try and maybe bait NIP into a bit of this stack towards A? At the same point, though, you kind of want to really hold on to at least that M4 to bring it forward. Flash coming in towards that short control. Sanji playing at least very close as a bit of a bait and switch setup from James. And Virtus.pro just looking to try and see if they can get aggressive out from Longhouse, but Plopsy's going to be ready for that move.
Yeah, 2 frags nice and easy on the spray down. Five versus 3 situation. Ninjas in Pyjamas currently in full control of the situation. Smokes do go down as Kicker watches with the deagle. Backed up here, Molotovs into the back of the B site, ready in the cubby corner. 1 man takes him down, spams through, but only gets that 1 frag. The Orpanork can respond towards it. 4 versus 2 situation. And Sanji and James, well, they're best to pick up that 1 rifle that was dropped by ZTR if they can even get towards it. They can't actually, it's on the bomb site itself, so like NIP can just ditch that, throw it somewhere they can't access. Ensure that even if they can get to the B site, somehow they won't be able to recover that weapon. And get to 11 on the T side. VP yet to get started in the second half. And this is looking real good for the Swedes now. We saw sheer confidence coming out from Virtus.pro. the early 6 rounds, but since then, they have gone real quiet here in this matchup.
You know what's very surprising too is before VP played Gambit only very recently, like before that series, they were on a 15-map winning streak. They were on a 9-game winning streak too with BO3s and best of 5s. Now falling to Gambit and beating that's opening best of 1 today to get them forward from Whistler Krakow, going to double digits against them, and then potentially going down in another best of 3 against NIP, which would be such a shell shocker when you think about the head-to-heads in such recent history. Like, if it was maybe 6 months, 9 months to a year, I probably would kind of be like, you know, okay. But, like, it's 2 weeks ago that VP have won 2-0s, won in convincing fashion, and NIP are looking like they're on track to do the complete role reversal.
Well, I never thought coming into this best of 3 that NIP would take Virtus.pro on Dust2, let alone 2-0 this series. Again, when we started this off, more like VP 2-0. You know, they've got the history, they've got all the hallmarks, they've got the rising stars, but NIP allowing ZTR to really fit into the context of this lineup, allow their main stars to continue doing what they do and just take 2 frags back against the VP side. Sanji and James chiming in. Sanji can get traded, so there's that much rolling for the T-side line.
A decent trade comes back from Hampus, and it's an important one. You don't want to hold the CTs up to a 5-on-3. Now, Yakinda's holding a relatively aggressive off angle out towards the short control. Hampus on a bit of a late lurk out from long as well. Now, there's no eyes on this long position. And if the CTs can actually be pulled enough of a distraction away towards the A side, this could allow Hampus to free walk out.
Tops down on James. Nades on, doing damage. AK on Hampus does not catch Yakinda. AWP here, Smoke sees one player dropping down. Can't land his flick together on him. Player still here in the T-side line. Finally, ZTR will fall. He will look on short. Tagged up, sprayed up. Yakinda with 3 kills, and Virtus.pro finally get their first CT round here. But in the time that it's taken for NIP to establish themselves on the T-side, they built up quite the economy state. 10k for Nork on this rebuy, plenty of money across the entire T-side line, and of course, they're going to get the AWPs out one more time.
Yeah, get those AWPs forward. We know that they've found success with it, so why not? NIP, unfortunately, just came down to losing so many of those opening advantages over to their opposition. Ooh, double boost play, try to come through from VP, a little bit slower from James. That means that peek up from the short position is going to be a lot slower than what it would normally be.
Brag on props, Steve Sanji to kick things off one more time. The CT defender towards CT spawn has not been counteracted by NIP at all. Flashed in to allow Sanji a chance to peek even further forward, puts the incendiaries down and all. Stops any mid-door presence from coming through. And meanwhile, the AUG of Kicker is going to stand alone towards this B site, but a very tight angle that NIP have to overextend to try face him. A wide face to take this kill and open up the B site. That's going to be a hell of a task for them.
Yeah, maybe B site XE here for NIP. And they've been very lurky on a lot of their executions, so maybe try and get Hampus as a late lurk out from mid as well. But it means that there's only going to be 3 players coming in from the upper tunnels, and there's 2 anchors at the B side.
Inside players making their moves in. All the attention drawn towards mid, though. 1 kill found on Hampus, and now the T-side looks to try and flashbang. Keeps Kicker flying. The Sandy's there to bail him out. Get a kill. Kicker will eventually fall to ZTR, but he's on 4 points of health. Has a CT on site. 1 CT coming in from the doors as well. 35 seconds to pick up this bomb plant, and the Molotov coming in to try and drive Sanji away. They'll hear him burning. He'll go down to nothing as ZTR credited with the kill. Nork still locking on, ready for someone to make their move in. And now Buster closing into the back lines. 1 jumping player, and Yakinda's going to see what's going on, but this backstab basically has them unlocked. 20 seconds to get the bomb plant. Finally, the bomb can cross.
Get that bomb plan in just to try and get a bit of safety. ZTR trying to back up his teammate, and unfortunately that bomb doesn't even get planted. The CTs go hyper aggressive to make sure that they can disallow that, not allow the extra little bit of money forward. Now, there are a couple of players on this T side struggling economy-wise, both Plopsky and Hampus, and you wonder for NIP, what's the play? 2,400 loss bonus, because you've got a couple of players without money, do you opt to just go for a bit more of a half by maybe a hero AK status, or do you just force in and just maybe put Plopsky on a Mac 10, Hampus 2, maybe even a Deagle for himself? They can force down an AWP if they want on Nork. I think they might just have to buy here.
And looks like that's what they're going to do. Rez has bought the AK or the Kevlar and little utility he can afford. Could drop some weapons as well. Actually, lesser so on Plopsky and Hampus. They're going to take upgrade pistols. Maybe there's weapon drop for Plopsky somewhere, but obviously that tactical pause was there for NIP to try and figure that out, to try and figure out how they're going to approach this next round. Whether it be force buy, eco, half buy, hero AK, whatever it is, the setups that you listed out there a moment ago. There will still be 3 AKs in play, despite the limitations that Hampton is going to have to take. And it's Rez out of the gate first and foremost. Flash straight in. AWP baited off the CT side. They know that Buster's here now. He'll fall back as Ikindar pushes forward here. Straight up short. Plopsky's ready for it, though. If he gets this opening kill, it's going to take away a lot of the setup for Virtus.pro. But Yekindar's not going to overextend.
Without a doubt, Yukinda pushes forward, he's a dead man. There's no way that he adjusts onto that position out from Plopsky, but it comes down to a matter of timing. Does Yukinda even want to push that far forward? And the answer is no. Now starting to clear out the lower tunnels. If they can sandwich in this upper tunnel play, that could be the advantage. Oh, what a shot coming out from Hampus! That should have been an easy kill for Sanji.
But patience to lock on the headshot, taking minimal damage as well. Sanji couldn't lock on his own crosshair. And that scram was a CT defensive utility went down to the mid position. ZTR catches Yakindar. It's AWP, a Buster that takes him down. 4 on 4 now. Hampus has an M4 to work with. Or back in, but can't connect the shot to the next player back over in the pick position. Buster evading that opportunity. It's Hampus that takes out Kicker towards the mid position. Smoke out. B's completely open, but NIP have got that bomb committed towards long already. They've got to go towards the A play. The best Hampus can do is backstab against them, and James going to shut him down with a P250 to a 3 versus 3. Plopsky's going to move up. Buster still has that walking play. Takes out 1. AK swings up the side. Takes the 2 frags and opens it back up with a plant that can now be secured.
Jame in a 1v2 retake, but it's Nork with the NWP to back up his site player, Plopsky. What a hold. Some ridiculous entries coming forward. And you're right, with the time as low as it was, with the bomb already committed to long, they didn't have the time to really start to back all the way off and rotate over towards the B side. Playing anti-flash, that teammate of Yukinda. What a play from Plopsky to be able to find those couple of kills and almost force Jame really quickly in from retake from Longhouse. And look at what that's done to the money line from VP. They're force buying an AWP, but it's an eco around it.
Yeah, heavy losses taken by VP in the last couple of rounds have led to this position. And of course, a very broken buy with a very awkward state. Not every player on the same page. Jane forcing with the AWP alongside Eco Pistols, and he goes down first and foremost. AK is cleaning up the next 2 couple of frags, and from there the A site's under full NIP control. And it's them that are looking confident. 13 set to the board of the T side. Now for Virtus.pro. Got to start tugging at the collars a little bit. Start sweating about what might be coming their way, and what might be coming their way is a 2-0 against their name.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there, Jay. I'm not a big fan of that mismanagement of the buy. You know, force buying the AWP, while it's not a force buy for everyone else, we certainly have seen a lot of hero weapons, certainly on the T side over the course of day 1 of Katowice, but in a situation where you're down this kind of a deficit, I just don't know. I'm not a fan of it. Buster, I mean, there's no real need for the T side to go hunting. Maybe if they think that there's more weaponry in play than there actually is. 13 on the board for NIP, and you wonder here from Virtus.pro, like, what's going to happen with Jame? Is someone just going to chuck him over a rifle? Like, are we just going to see Sanji drop him an M4, and then maybe Jame chucks him over a FAMAS or an MP9 or something like that, one of those SMGs that he always takes? Oh, pressure must just be mounting here for Virtus.pro, struggling on their own map pick. One of the strongest maps in the map pool for them, a 7-map winning streak on Dust2, and they're taking their first tactical.
Yeah, timeout called by VP, and the right moment to do so as well. Shut down, locked out of these rounds. Miscoordination on buys. Currently the team play is falling apart. Meanwhile, NIP are flourishing in their current positions here. 13-10.
I said, just going glass cannon. You're kidding. He drops over an AWP, gets an MP9 in response. He doesn't even have any armor, Jay.
That's going to be very difficult for him to try and even win out. I mean, he's going to get shut down by an AK so quickly here. off to the long control for the Orc and Nork, ready to receive against the CT forces. Doesn't get any kills for it. At least they bait in a bit of utility from the CT camp, but it's not as heavy from VP this time as they have stacked out long before.
A little bit of early contact coming through as a bit of a lurk smoke from the T side. See if they can work around it. Oh, Buster just spamming through, just bursting through that smoke. Finds a first pick, and he even makes it a second. What? Absolutely no vision, no information, and it's a two-man advantage for VP.
Well, they needed a big play, I want to say, to get themselves into this round, and I'd say that's pretty big. And now the Orpa Jane watching from the short position, ready for three more T-side players to make their way out into the A-bomb site. Good shot on the first man, Blonsky to 4 peak. Back in on the second, can't quite land it. Very, very difficult flick towards the head. And nades up, not doing any damage. The bomb can make its way into the site. I mean, it's got to get past AWP first, and James not taking any prisoners as Nork falls next. Rez, last man standing, and that's Kicker cleaning house. 11 to the board of Virtus.pro. 2 rounds the difference, still holding some sort of fight against Ninjas.
That's such a weird round. That really is. I can't believe they just got 2 kills just bursting. You know, a little bit of spam through the upper tunnel smoke, and NIP brought 2 players early with that lurk smoke just to try and show some presence at B, and, well, they pay the price for it. A little bit of luck goes the CT ways, and, well, it might go very far now. Fast out towards the upper tunnels, control coming through from NIP. Maybe just try the straight BXE, something they, you know, almost did in that last round, didn't quite manage to happen, and they've already found the opening find.
Name back on several players here, damage being done by VP. Buster's going to somehow get these kills together. Only gets 1 frag on Nork, ZTR with a trade, and immediately the CT's back off. Want nothing to do with this retake. The bomb plant to be secured, and the Ninjas again force the issue. And every time you see VP hold a bit of a glimmer of hope, the momentum is just shut down by the Swedes so quickly and so efficiently as well. Could be looking at a very simple end towards this map up. Another close little affair, but 16-11 would be much more one-sided than Overpass was. NIP now just need 2 more rounds to 2-0 out of the bracket and make their way into the group stage.
Just imagine the confidence that comes down to for Hampus being the caller for NIP to actually go for a similar play of what they did in that last round that just didn't work at all. They get shut down in the previous, and then they just go in for a B-site exit. They bring more units over to the site, and the entry comes through straight away. Then it's a one-on-one trade. And for VP, it's just an instant save for themselves. Hold on to the double echoes, hold on to that AWP, buy around it. But you're right, we're seeing glimmers. Glimmers of hopes for VP, some convincing rounds here or there, but just not the consistency that we expect from them, especially after being 6-0 up. And how convincing that was.
Yeah, that's the VP we need to see right now. That's the squad that needs to come to play right here, because otherwise they could be down to play in the lower bracket in tomorrow's play-in matches. And again, they're down a map in this series, so if there's a time for it to come out, it's right now here. Virtus.pro back up on the rifles here, got a decent float line for the higher rollers of the money. And the economy basics for Virtus.pro, but they need to go a little bit further than that. They need to get the rounds together so they can re-establish themselves, and if they lose this one, it'll be map and match point for NIP.
Yeah, pressure is on here for Virtus.pro to be able to find a conversion. NIP sort of leaning themselves up for another B-site take. It might be a bit of a fake out towards a short commitment. Maybe get that split in. 2 players out for the mid doors, 2 out for the upper tunnels with the bomb. Continuing to draw more and more utility too from the CT side.
AK tap on Sanji, takes the opener on Hampus. Smoke down on the corner to get him back over to pit control. As NIP lose long, it's Rez peeking in first up towards the mid position. Kicker's going to try to flash his way in. Caught with utility in his hands. That's Rez's chance to take the kills back. Plopsky follows suit on Buster. And now B-site is instantly under control for the Ninjas. A trade attempted for Yakinda out here towards the B doors, but he's the only player facing to the retake. You're right, it's an instant save call from Virtus.pro once again. And they have no choice about it, but it means that NIP are going to get to match point.
The timing on that. They already lose the opening pick, and you're kind of looking at it thinking, oh, you know, what's the way in? And then it's just that sick play, that unbelievable play coming out from Rez. He starts pushing forward, he cashes Kicker out with a flash in, Really great opening find comes in, and then Buster just struggles as an anchor towards the B side. And for Virtus.pro, like it looked like Yakinda wanted it, right? It really looked like he wanted to go in for the retake, but Sanji and James had already backed off. He had to do the same. Map and series point now for Ninjas in Pyjamas to go into the group stage of IEM Katowice 2021, Jay. What a result this would be. A 2-0 over Virtus.pro.
And what would be not only their first and second map wins above this team, but also their first series best of 3 win above the VP side. Coming in when they need it the most. Molotov's down, Aaron's going to enter alongside the AKs. One player straight out, Yakinda, caught by the flashbang, still takes that opening frag on the T side. And gets that AK to fall right back out of dodge here. VP need to hold on to that man advantage, so now they play passive.
Yeah, see, VP brought numbers out from long, but NIP didn't. It was just that initial solo challenge coming out from Hampus, and he loses that opening fight. Yakinda now out from CT. He's going to get smoked off. Needs to try and push forward of it. Just try and spam through.
Ahead of the smoke, Rez and ZTR get those kills to trade back for a 2-for-1. AWP in the backlines. Buster gonna land some serious shots, but he doesn't land a thing. Sanji and James now left alone towards the CT spawn. They got ZTR held into the corner, ready to receive them here with the AKs. They're putting incendiaries down to mid doors, but that's the wrong side. They need to check. Spray through, kill on Sanji. It's all left to James now. The last man left, the last warrior for Virtus.pro as Nox shuts him down. NIP will 2-0 VP make their way out of play-ins and into the group stage of IEM Katowice.